This is part 3 of teachings from the Forgotten Book of Enoch. Today, I'm going to begin with the Book of Enoch, chapter 22, verse 3. Here goes. Then Raphael, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, "These are the delightful places where the spirits, the souls of the dead, will be collected. For them were they formed, and here will be collected all the souls of the sons of men." Verse 5. And I saw the spirits of the sons of men who were dead, and their voices reached to heaven while they were accusing. Then I inquired of Raphael, an angel who was with me, and said, "Whose spirit is that, the voice of which reaches to heaven and accuses?" He answered, saying, "This is the spirit of Abel, who was slain by Cain his brother, and who will accuse that brother until his seed be destroyed from the face of the earth, until his seed perish from the seed of the human race." That's from chapter 22. And now let me just read this again. This is Enoch speaking in the first person. And I saw the spirits of the sons of men who were dead, and their voices reached to heaven while they were accusing. So basically, what he's saying is, he went into, I guess, a holy place, descended upwards somewhere, and honestly, I don't know where. I can't speculate about that either, but I'll just say this. Enoch saw the spirits of the sons of men who were dead, and their voices reached to heaven while they were accusing. And then Enoch goes on to say, I inquired of Raphael, and I said, "Whose spirit is that, the voice of which reaches to heaven and accuses?" He answered, saying, "This is the spirit of Abel, who was slain by Cain his brother." And I'm guessing everyone who will see this video already knows about that. And who will accuse that brother until his seed be destroyed from the face of the earth. What does this mean? Well, it means that Abel's seed and Cain's seed came from two different people. The father of Abel was one of the good seed, and the father of Cain was not. And that's why Cain came out evil, because his father was a bad seed, so he gave birth to a bad seed, and that's why Cain killed his brother Abel. But what we're saying here is that till the seed of Cain, the descendants of Cain, be destroyed from the face of the earth, until the seed of Cain from that time right up until now be destroyed, until the seed perish from the seed of the human race. What does that mean, really? Well, it means that the descendants of Abel, or Abraham, and the descendants of Cain have never been able to get along. That's all I'm going to say about that. Chapter 26, verse 1. Then I said, "What means this blessed land, all these lofty trees, and the accursed valley between them?" Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who were with me, replied, "This valley is the accursed of the accursed forever. Here shall be collected all who utter with their mouths unbecoming language against God, and speak harsh things of his glory." And so, at this point, he's speaking from a vision or a surrounding of the blessed land, surrounded by beautiful trees and gorgeous grass, plants everywhere you look, and the accursed valley between the garden, and says this valley is the accursed of the accursed forever, the accursed valley. And I don't think I really need to explain that. Here shall be collected, this is here, referring to the valley. Here shall be collected all who utter with their mouths unbecoming language against God, and who speak harsh things of his glory. And what this is referring to is anybody who openly hates God is going to wind up here. Chapter 39, verse 1. In those days shall the elect and holy race descend from the upper heavens, and their seed shall then be with the sons of men. Enoch received books of indignation and wrath, and books of hurry and agitation. Verse 6. Countless shall be the number of the holy and the elect in the presence of God forever and forever. And verse 11. What is this world? Of every existing generation, those shall bless you who do not spiritually sleep. And their seed shall then be with the sons of men. And what this is saying is there's going to be a race of beings who will descend from the heavens, and seed. They'll come down and create families and countries, nations with the sons of men, human beings. And Enoch received books of indignation and wrath, and books of hurry and agitation. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm guessing that it meant that Enoch was given a history of the human race, the Nephilim, the fallen angels, to read in the form of books or scrolls. And God showed him all this history in the form of these books and scrolls. And he read it all and he wrote about it later. Verse 6, countless shall be the number of the holy and the elect in the presence of God forever and ever. Verse 11, again. What is this world? Of every existing generation, those of the previous generations and the elect, and God himself, of course, shall bless you who do not spiritually sleep. What this means is, wake up. Chapter 46, verse 1. There I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was like white wool. Verse 4. He shall hurl kings from their thrones and their dominions, because they will not exalt and praise him, nor humble themselves before him, by whom their kingdoms were granted to them. The countenance likewise of the mighty shall he cast down, filling them with confusion. And, okay, this is from chapter 46. And honestly, I think that this part of this chapter was part of the reason why the Book of Enoch was removed by the elites during the ancient times. Because the people who removed the Book of Enoch from the Bible were rich, powerful kings, queens, and politicians, and people like that. People from what we refer to as the elite bloodlines. And so they didn't want to hear this stuff. And I can understand why. Don't want to hear him saying that he shall hurl the kings from their thrones and their dominions, because they will not exalt and praise him. Well, I guess if I were one of the elites who decided to start a war for no good reason, I wouldn't want to hear it either, would I? But let me go back to the beginning. There I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was like white wool. And I've seen references to the white woolly hair of the Most High God on a number of other videos. And now here it is, right here in the Book of Enoch, for all to see. The countenance likewise of the mighty, and when you think of mighty, just think of people like Ben Bernanke, or the Rockefeller family, the Rothschild family, or Tony Blair, or any member of the Kennedy family. Okay? Think of people like that. These are what we refer to as the elites and the rich, powerful, mighty. Same people who whose ancestors controlled what would and would not be put into the Bible and what would and would not be put into the history books that we've all grown up with. And that would explain why we were never able to learn about the Sumerians or ancient Egyptians in school when we were children, but why we all learned that Christopher Columbus discovered the United States. And chapter 50, verse 1. In those days shall the earth deliver up from her womb, and hell deliver up from hers that which it has received, and destruction shall restore that which it owes. So this is saying that there's going to be a time when any spirit who's wound up in hell is going to be judged. That which has received destruction shall restore that which it owes. They're going to stay there until it comes time for them to be judged. And the same goes for some of these people here on earth right now. You think that they're not going to be judged. Well, these people who've taken everything from everybody, who've robbed, plundered the lands, and committed murders, done all kinds of terrible things. Apparently they don't think they're going to be judged. They think they can go on doing it forever. And they brag about it. Oh, I went off to war in Iraq and I committed a whole slew of murders. Yeah, well, you're going to be judged for it too. And so, in conclusion, let's just say that the reason why I decided to do these videos here on the Forgotten Book of Enoch was because after learning something about the Illuminati and secret societies, Freemasonry, and not to mention shapeshifters and all these other weird things happening in the world, I wondered why so much weirdness was going on in this world. So I decided to look for answers. This is what I found. And as for you out there, wake up!